Good morning, traders. Guess what? We're back at it with live trading. I hope that you guys are ready to get started. But do me the favor, let me know what you guys want to see out of live trading to make it better. Right now in the comments, I want to see what you guys think. What should we do? Should we do today more explaining about indicators? Should we explain more strategies that are on out there for day trading? Or do you maybe just want to see more breakdown exactly of how we attack certain market days or certain stocks in general? Hit the thumbs on up. Let's get it started. Welcome to live trading with Benzinga. And always, we'll see if we get a little YOLO action out there.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
What's going on, traders? I'm excited. I got the fresh cut, got the fresh shirt on, looking good, ready to get at the action on out there. So I'm going to go really quickly into the market. In a little bit, we'll be having Lord Ryan join us, but don't stress about that, guys, because I'm here and ready to go, willing to dive into any stock that you guys got out there. I see a couple of people talking about strategy and indicators they want more. So that's one thing that I'm going to start working for us. What I'll do is I'll actually start making some graphics so that we can bring this in and break down at least one strategy a day. So that's what this show's about. Getting feedback improves us more than you guys know. Really, we rely on you guys a lot of the times to give us these ideas, right? Because yeah, we can go into more strategy talk, indicator talk, but we want what you guys need to go ahead and improve. That's what this show's about. Getting process, always trying to get another skill in our tool belt, because we can all grow, especially in times like this where you're seeing some toughness in the market and we're trying to battle. But enough talking. Let's get to the markets and see what's going on out there. Right now, I'm keeping an eye on FedEx. A lot of this has to do with the stock pop based on a dividend mentions, a nice earnings. But I do see downside action in FedEx. Is I think you're going to start seeing what a lot of consumer destruction, right? Demand destruction. So you might see some less packages getting put into your door, right? The way that I feel also Amazon might struggle also. You're going to start seeing people turn around and not being able to just buy as many things, right? We probably got used to it in the pandemic when we had a lot of extra money, but it's kind of weird, right? Extra money during the pandemic. Now out of the pandemic, we're struggling. Doesn't really make sense, but one of the things I'll be watching for is a short on FedEx. You can see here on the hourly, we've tried to come up multiple times through this 230. I'm going to give it a chance to fail and give us a wick up there, because I do think that we might get a little bit of a fake out today to the upside, then all of a sudden get hit with Jerome Powell. If you guys don't know, Jerome Powell is speaking right at 9:30. Yes, I said it, right at 9:30. So just be careful there. We're going to see a lot of actions moving there. I'm going to try to keep an eye out on what's going out there. But like always, guys, there's going to be action. And whenever there's a macro catalyst like a Fed speaking in the morning, right at 9:30, expect some fireworks. So we'll see the action out there. Look who's here. Give him a hello, guys. Give him some love. My man, Lord Ryan, has been working endlessly trying to help out Benzinga Pro users on out there. Get the best experience. And like always, we're always going to run into issues. But one thing that I can tell you 100% that I've seen with my own eyes is that they're not going to stop fighting for you guys out there. So welcome back, Lord Ryan. And thank you for battling through. I know that you're not only dealing with issues out there, you're also dealing with a little bit of heat streak action.
So full disclosure, just in my own personal life, my AC unit is broke. I have to wait for over a week to get it replaced. It is 100 degrees every single day here. I feel like I want to pull my own hair out. So I'm doing the best job I can. Apologies if I step out of line for my normal, cheery, optimistic self. But To borrow a line from A Few Good Men and Jack Nicholson, I'm a sensible guy, but this heat makes me fucking crazy. And so
I
that's
hear
where I'm
you,
at right
man.
now.
I hear you.
Now, let's get past that. As far as the platform goes, I would want to apologize to any of you that use Benzinga Pro. I understand exactly how terrible outages are. You guys see me every day. I rely on this tool every single day. I also missed a day of work yesterday. I was unable to trade. I made no money. I literally just got yelled at all day for people that were experiencing outages. So I'm sorry.
It's normal. It's normal.
As Mitch said, our team worked around the clock. Several of the developers didn't sleep last night. They just took power naps to get back at it.
And I agree with that. I'll tell you that just from like
full disclosure on what happened. We rely on upstream partners to give us data from the exchanges. One of those partners did not account for the Juneteenth holiday that was recently instituted, and all of the data that we got were zeros. So all of the data didn't work. The tools didn't work. And we of course reached out to them. We reached out to them at like 4 o'clock in the morning when we realized what was going on. And they said, well, this is not a quick fix. And of course, that's not what you folks want to hear. So what did our developers do? They busted their ass to manually get all of those endpoints hooked up. Everything looks good to go today. All services green this morning. So, we are good to go.
Thumbs on up. Thumbs on up, man. Thumbs on up.
So I apologize for not being able to join you yesterday. I couldn't trade anyway. I was busy putting out fires. However, we are back at it today. Enough of that. We're going to jump right into the movers tool after I ban the porn bot. Boom. Okay. Now we're going to jump right into the movers tool and kind of set up for today. A couple of things just to kind of note real quick. OBCI, this was a takeover issue here. I believe it's 1308 in cash. So the arbitrage has it at 1279. No trade here, but if you own this, congratulations. This was a nice little double up overnight. USWS, this is US Well Services. This is going to trade with oil, I believe. US Well Services are trading higher after the ProFac announced it will acquire the company for approximately 121 in a share. Okay, so interesting. So it looks like this is also a takeover here. We'll see what happens when the market opens. I mean, if this is going to 121 and we're at 105, there's still a trade in there if we can take advantage of it. We'll see how this goes. This is kind of on the back burner for me, though. Big one that we're going to be watching is, of course, Revlon. When we started talking about this when this stock was 2, this reminds me a lot of Redbox and how it traded. Very, very low price. Didn't really make a lot of sense. Started to moon, and we traded it a number of different days. That's exactly what we're going to be looking at here on Revlon. We're going to pretty much be looking for these levels. We're leaking here pretty good, broke beneath 8. So we'll see if the 770 level can hold there. That would be what I'm looking for here. Now, couple of other that I just really quickly wanted to mention. Zila is up and gapping today. This is 20 cents. I'm going to hard pass on this. I'm not going to trade this. If this is something that's interesting for you or fits your trading plan, know that we do have this trading up here on high volume. Same with QTNT. I'm going to completely ignore this. I'm going to look for something else. But this one is gapping too. And we have a news catalyst here. Quotient shares are trading higher for the company. Issued sales guidance above estimates. The conference call is ongoing, so maybe check that out if you're interested in that. Now, there are a couple that I am going to be targeting here, and let's talk about those real quick. DNA here. So this is Codex DNA. Had a huge push up to 426. We've traded all the way back down to 245. It looks like we've kind of bottomed there. It actually looks like kind of a double bottom here. So what I'd love to see is a nice push on volume through 260 when the market actually opens. Not sure if we'll get it, but if we do, that is what I will be prepared for. Next here is our good old friend Mullen. Where's our Mullen? Bot? I don't want to call them bots, but where's our Mullen fans in the chat? I'm surprised I don't have Mullen tickers being thrown out here. Any case,
Mullen? Mullen? Did someone say Mullen?
Yeah, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. Mullen, this is definitely going to be in play today. Break of 174 to the upside probably sends it. Looks like we did have a PR this morning here. U.S. international patent applications for Mullen 5 EV crossover. So patents, we'll see. It's given it some movement here in the morning. And then we got another one here. DTIL, this is Precision Biosciences. This also had put a huge move up to about 350-ish. Again, it's pulled back. So What we want to see here is we want to see a volume starts to pour into this name and gets it moving. If we do that, we've got a great range and we've got several levels here to keep an eye on. In fact, let me mark off another one right here at 235. So we're going to be watching this as well. DTIL, ERY. This is actually a ETF that's been great to trade recently. So it's a couple of smart people that I know are on the energy bear, and of course, not going to short energy, but playing a levered ETF might be a way to capture some of that downside movement. And I think we had one more in here, didn't we? I feel like maybe no. Maybe not. That's looks like that. Oh, BoxD, here it is. This is actually leaking a little bit more. So BoxD, we've actually traded this before. This gives some good moves on these volume pops. You get this big volume stick here. You get a nice move in the equity. If this can pull back to 166-ish and hold there, I think this is game on. I think we might even attack the $2 level if everything goes according to plan. So we shall see. That's what I'm looking at.
Lot going on,
folks, by the way.
Lot going on out there right now. We'll take an overall look at the SPY. Yesterday, we talked about how we were looking for a move above 373s going towards the 380s. It didn't get just there, but we got the close there by 379 there. Not looking too bad there on that move. That was the look that I was looking for, right? That creates a resistance point for us now. And now what I didn't expect to see was that quick of a turnaround there. And so we did get a quick turnaround there. So now we can draw this kind of trend line here. Anything above 380s will give us a nice lift. We're actually going to take away this green line here. And we're going to pull this red line back down towards the bottom of the chart here. A lot of that because we want to give ourselves the levels to be careful about. So for me, it's going to be if we start cracking back down into the 363, we could see that downside continuation, right? Because this is a bearish pattern and needs to break above 380s to get outside of the bearish pattern. And then right now I have it on the hourly. You can see a lot of this action that we've had intra-market is sideways. It's not really moving right now. And one of the things that you can see towards that is you'll probably see a little bit of a dip here in the ATR. You can see how we were coming on up there in the ATR towards around 11.43. And what's this? That's the average true range on the daily candle. And now the average true range is down there towards 11.3. So we're getting a little bit of a range here, but we want to see what's going to happen. If we do get an expansion of volatility into a breakdown of 363, it could continue down, coming down here. A lot of this is going to depend right out the gates here. Of course, none other than my man, Jay Powell, just wants to do a conference there. He's going to be he's going to be before the committee on banking, housing, and urban affairs in the U.S. Senate. This is going to start at 9:30. So I want everyone to keep this on watch because right at 9:30, I mean, that's going to make the market move a little bit there. We'll see what happens there specifically. I'm not going to be trying to trade too much craziness right out the gates because of this. But one stock you guys can watch also mentioned with Netflix and Google yesterday was MGNI. So keep your eyes on this one too. I'm going to be watching this one, a smaller name, $10 name. I did see mentions in the chat that they want to see some more smaller names, small cap names. This isn't really a small cap. I would consider it a little bit more of a mid cap, but keep your eyes on MGNA. I'll keep this one, NGNI. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying MGNA. MGNI here, Magnite. And you could also watch TTD, and you could also watch PubM. A lot of these trade side by side. They're advertising companies. What was mentioned with Netflix is kind of supported the Google advertising. Netflix is really going into more of an approach that it's going to go into the international markets, try to get some more revenue from putting an ad supported type of platform out there that they can lower their price because they'll make some money back in that advertising. So a lower price point there going into that should help. I think it's important to try to find new drivers of growth, and we'll see what happens there if the driver of growth helps Netflix here. It's something to keep on watch, and it could start coming back. You know, one of the things is you've been seeing this stock really beaten down. I've been looking for a move back down towards 125, but a move back above 200 would get me a little bit bullish on Netflix. Let's continue looking around. What are we going to get? Yesterday in the Qs, we got a lot of bounce, but now we have some high resistance above here. Definitely something to kind of keep on watch. I want to see if we can get on up there above those levels, get on up towards around the 290s level, but we haven't been able to make a run there. And that shows me that there's continued weakness here in technology. I'm actually going to be looking to see if we get a takedown today. You can see here on the sector chart, a lot of resistance right above. I'll see if it rips on out, but a little part of me is right back on the bearish tape here. So we'll see what happens out the gates. There's a lot that bounced yesterday. Tesla had a huge move. So breakdown through 686 would get me a little bit short on Tesla. I'm going to keep this one on watch, but really out the gates, let's be calm and patient with Powell speaking. Let me see the comments in the chat. What are you guys taking a look at? Looks like ES is popping, says BNZNB trading. Got that right. Let's go. Mark Petrino, thumbs up. Quantum says, hey, Petrino is helping out, guys. You guys should bring on Mark Petrino on the Talk Powell or Janet Yellen. I don't think Mark Petrino wants to talk about those two, at least publicly. Maybe in the trading school with you guys on the low, but you'll enjoy it. Looking fresh and clean. Yes, Jason, gotta get a little clean action. Finally found the barber out here in Charlotte, got to stay looking clean. But we're going to keep watching this market. Oil coming back. Nice mention there, Nick. Let's go into that. Oil did bounce yesterday. Then we got comments with Biden. Now that has been bringing XOM down here. I'm wondering if we get an opportunity back off of the 85.72 level and it bounces off of that. And so what were those comments, right? And so oil is slumping 4% here, set because Biden is trying to set and cut fuel costs for drivers, right? And so he's calling on Congress to pass a 3-month suspension of federal gasoline tax to help combat record pump prices. He also is going to call on the states to temporarily suspend state fuel taxes, which are often actually higher than the federal rates. This is going to be definitely something to keep on watch to see how it develops. He also challenged major oil companies to come to a meeting with his energy secretary later this week. So you could see some more catalysts developing in oil. As you guys know, oil is always volatile, always getting catalysts. So you got to stay up with the news, and we'll see what happens there. All right, which oil stock? It's all of them. So I would keep on watch on all of them, but they did do a little bit of a pullback. We'll pay for it later again. Affirm. Let's take a look. How's the firm doing?
Really quick, Mitch, on the suspension of the gas tax and all of that.
Let's talk about it.
If that does provide any relief, look for that to be short-lived. I don't necessarily know that you can actually place a trade around any type of equity based on that news. Although if you're going to capture movement because of the movement intraday, I think that would probably work. The reality is that the suspension of the gas tax is a Band-Aid. It's not a solution. And they all know that. But they're going to keep talking about it because it's one of the only things that they can possibly do to make themselves look better. So just my 2 cents on that. Just my 2 cents on that. Be careful.
I just made a huge mistake there. I'm sorry there. I'll fix it. I know what I did.
Yeah, you didn't mean to block BNZB, did you?
Yeah, I meant to get the spam there, but it bounced up with his message right when I was hitting the ban button. I'll fix that, though. I can just go into our channel and fix that right now. Just wanted to let you know, NZMB, I didn't want to kind of mute you there.
Does it kick him out?
No, it doesn't kick him out. It just lets him. He can't write messages. There you go. I just unhid you. You should be fine. Let me know that you're good because I want to make sure that you're good. BNZMB. So let me know, man. I didn't mean to do that. All right, let's keep going. Let's get into some of the stocks. Let's look at what's going on out here. Holly calling out Gush to keep on watch. That's definitely a good day trade vehicle to kind of watch if you're looking for oil and make an upside move. And it'll be interesting. Let me know if you guys got any small cap stocks that are moving. I did see stocks yesterday being mentioned, but we didn't see too many kind of make too many moves on up. If you guys got a little small cap you guys want to take a look at, looks like someone's mentioning here another day trading vehicle, SOX L. That's for semiconductors bull. But really, I'm kind of a little bit on the opposite side of that one. I'd be playing more of the bearish tape, but hey, who knows, right? Who knows into the open what's going to happen? I dropped the ban button a little bit. Sorry about that.
I hope he comes back. I haven't seen him since you banned him, so I'm hoping.
Yeah, I mean, I unbanned him there, so he should be fine there. But let me just check on that right quick.
See
Yeah,
a lot of people mentioning Rev. Rev is definitely going to be watching the Open. I'm actually watching Dine here first. Looks like that's actually curling back up here in the pre-market, taking out some of our levels. So watching on that. Zella, Hex Pony, I'm going to probably not trade Zella at all.
There's that one that I wanted to talk about.
Not even 20 cents. That's a little bit out of my comfort zone there. I'm not gonna deal with that. Clovis definitely on watch from yesterday. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Let's keep that one on watch. We did see some after action here at around 4 a.m. You did get a pop there towards $2. So this one's definitely in play, right? I would use an hourly chart to get around some of the volatility that you've been seeing. And so with that being said, I could go ahead and let me just delete this line here. And then kind of draw us a new trend line here. As you've been seeing it come on up there, it's trying to build the hourly sideways. We don't want it coming back and breaking this support down below. I would use this low here on the wick, 151. It could come down to. It's at 172. We're going to look for a push above $2 here. We got about 1 minute to the bell here. We'll see what happens with CLVS. And, of course, keep this one on watch. Rev also, there isn't any major update on this. So I think this also could be a stock that eventually is going to turn into a short opportunity, I think. But right now isn't the time. It keeps ripping, has high short interest. Reddit all over this one, pushing it on up. If you want to keep playing this one to the upside, you can. I personally will stay out of it because it's already run about 400% in the last 6 days. So in my eyes, that seems like a more of a stock that's extended and way too far to take a shot on, but it's up to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Mitch, that's probably being owned by retail traders, right? That's probably people playing momentum, playing technicals back and forth. I mean, what type of bigger trader, institution, or fund is going to buy Revlon right now? I totally agree with you. I think that's all momentum. Don't hold it overnight. Probably trade it during the day. Be careful of the halts. This is Zoltan brought up WorkSport. I'm glad that you brought it up. Go ahead and chart this for us because this is making some news today. Trading higher for the company launched storefronts on Amazon, eBay, and Walmart Marketplace. The charting that I've done here is basically just on the 1 minute, just to kind of determine some of these levels. We'll see how it behaves when the market opens. If we take a look at the daily chart here, we see this is kind of a bottom chart. So we'll see if this can turn around here. Mitch, I'm curious on what your take is on this.
So you do see a nice volume pop, but the only problem that I'm seeing is the pattern and repeated patterns of what happens when you see a stock like this report news and then what happens afterwards. You see a lot of high wicks here. And so in my eyes, there isn't any continued trend to the upside. Unless I see that, folks, I would trade it to the upside. But right now isn't the time, at least for me, in WorkSport, as it always gives up the gains here. So unless that changes, if you see that trend change, then we can look at something else. Right out the gates, what I'm going to be looking at is some of these smaller names. I could take a look at the SPY, of course. I'm going to keep that one on watch. But with Powell coming on, and you guys let us know when Powell comes on. I'll give you guys the link if you guys need it. But I'm going to be watching some other names right here out the gates to see what happens. See if we can get some movement that I can jump onto. Like MGNI is one that I'm definitely keeping on watch. It just did a dip below $10. I actually like that dip there. So I might get this on a pullback for a little quick trade here.
QTNT out of the gate here. Looks like this is moving.
QTNT.
No, that's low. Never mind. False alarm.
Okay, no stress. All right, like this little pullback. I want to see it a little pullback here to like around 10.15s, 10.11s here so that I can get in an MGNI. But it's already up there to 10.32s after it broke through $10 going to $9.75 there. So nice little lift there. Also for Clovis, getting a little push there to 180s there. That one looks interesting. What I would watch for that one is look for the 15-minute candle to break through $2, then pull back closer towards the 190s. But this MGNI looking good right out the gates. I just need a pullback to VWAP. It hasn't pulled back. It just kind of really quickly dipped and started pushing up there.
Clovis
SPY
looks like this
pushing.
is getting strong again here. Ryan, are you looking at your fave Mullen? No, I'm looking at DNA and Clovis right now. DNAY and Clovis. Yeah, Miss Whitehorse. Yes, she did. Mitch, is this possible? Can Ryan put Mitch in a timeout when he does that? Accidental hurts are still hurts. That's pretty freaking
That's
hilarious.
true. You guys saw I wish I could rewind my facial reaction. I was like, oh, dang. I didn't mean to do that one. I hate the freaking spam in the chat, and YouTube need to do something about it, but that's how it goes. For Hots, Desi Kitchen, and Vlogs, I got to check your channel out. I got to check that out. But Redbox mentioned? Okay, I'll take a look. Looking for a pullback at MGNI. It's gone up from 975 up there to 1050. That's a 7% move already. Looking for a pullback to VWAP, but definitely a good move there in MGNI today. Taking a look, SPY pushing on up there. Let's take a look at the sectors like always. I think that's very important to keep on watch. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at that. Sectors right out the open, real estate leading us, healthcare behind that, and then consumer cyclical. What's down? Energy and basic materials. That's usually when I've seen the SPY come down the most. But right now, energy getting hit hard, down about 1.09% right out the gates here. ExxonMobil pulling on back here, but now it's starting to get on up. So it was down in the pre-market, starting to push back here. We'll see what happens in oil today. Damn, that MGNI is really strong. I wish I would have been able to capture the 10 on that one, because I'd like that when it came back up through 10, but there's no pullback yet. So just be patient, Mitch. Be patient. All right, BRQS gains, not bad. Let's take a look at that red box there, if there's any movement. It is pushing. It went up there towards 1160s. We'll see if it can hold here. I would look at like a 4-hour chart, and you can see here how you have more of that kind of pattern where you're holding right underneath it at the 1090 area. You can maybe pull it back down to 1078, 1075, I would put as support right now. You're up there now towards 1130s here. So let's look for a pullback. Let's see if we can get a VWAP pullback. That would be around 1095. So anything below 11, I like for maybe an opportunity to the upside, but just always keep in mind where your risk is. MGNI now up there to 1060s. Still no pullback on that one. Nice rip, but hey, not going to go ahead and just extend myself.
I see. So Wellness talking about Rev. Rev actually needs to clear out this 830 area. Break here to the high might actually send this. This would be on watch here. Let's call it 839, 840. Let's watch that level. DNAY has kind of been a head fake. Been a lot of popping here that's trying to break out of this level. It's got decent volume, but they keep yanking it back. So just be careful if you're buying this. I actually think that it might be more worth it to buy the pullbacks, although they are fast. So we'll see. Watching Revlon and DNAY at the moment. You guys saying Mullen is still pushing to the lows. Yeah.
Mullen. Yeah, Mullen doesn't look that hot today. All right, looking around to see what's doing well right now. Real estate getting a little bit of a bounce, so you can look at a name like Zillow. Look how that just went straight up out the gates here. A lot of that being mentioned with what I saw in the housing market. I did see comments being mentioned, oh, well, it's not looking that bad and stuff like that, and some upside potential comments. So I think this is helping the real estate today. You're seeing a little lift there in Zillow. Maybe look at Lennar, right? Lennar just put in a good kind of earnings report. You can see that bouncing up there to 66.50s today. So a nice little push there in some housing stocks. You guys can watch this to see if it gets that nice lift. Take a look at the hourly chart. You can see here how you went to a peak. You coming on back here. So I'd look for a pullback somewhere around, let's say, 65, 69 here. Let's see if we get that pullback. DWAP is at 65, guys. 67. Really close to that pullback level.
DNAY, it's getting poppy here. This one's a little bit tougher. This one's a little bit tougher, but it's trying to get poppy above this 282 level. 280, 282 is going to be your spot here. Humongous pullback. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
I know that I'm taking a look at the SPY. We just flipped down there. I don't know if Powell's talking. I'm really just trying to be careful here the first 15 minutes of the market. Normally, I take a little bit of a shot, but today is not one of those days, at least in my eyes. I'm going to be careful about pushing way too much here right out the gates. There's too much that can happen. Drip up 10%. Now you know. Hey, beach bum. Get it. Get it, man. We won't be mad at you. That's the important thing too, guys, is that understand that sometimes you're going to have it wrong. You're going to have it right. What I want to see more along is people really kind of helping each other, supporting each other, because some of us are going to win. Some of us are going to lose. That's just the pure facts. Now, one thing that we can do is come together as a community to support each other, get each other up. Make sure that each other are following what we all know to be right, which is risk management, trying to get a trade plan together, and executing that trade plan, which is always so important.
Protect the fam, right?
Always. That's the first thing. Then we worry about our profits, because this game, a lot of it, and Lloyd Ryan knows it too. He's probably seen it from a lot of traders. It's all about survival at first, right? If you can survive, eventually you can thrive. Hell yeah, we're smarter and stronger together. And that's what this country needs more apart, is that we all need to just work on trying to come together in the right mentalities, in the right ways moving forward. Let's go. Powell going to support me, Mitch, says Keith Smith. We'll see what happens. We'll see what Powell supports or not. I want to actually pull that up a little bit here. Maybe listen to it in my background, in my ears here. He tells the Fed is strongly committed to bringing inflation down. Wow, I would have never guessed that. I always love headlines sometimes. They make me laugh.
So guys, I'm stuck in DNA right now. I'm down a couple $100 on it, hoping that it pops back here. Watching a dead stop here of about 260. So we'll cut this for a loss if it doesn't work. Otherwise, I'm waiting for this to actually pop back. Remember, hope is not an investment strategy. So I've actually watched this pop back on pretty crazy volume. So I'm going to try to give it a little runway for it to do that here. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work out, take the loss and move on. You know, one thing is we kind of talk about this when we talk about process, not in the greatest mental headspace after yesterday and after the extreme heat. So I would not advise doing what I'm doing. If you're not in the right space to trade, just don't do it. I love doing this stuff. I feel like I missed yesterday. I really want an opportunity to get back at it. And the show must go on. We got a show here to do, but don't feel pressured into trading if you don't feel great.
XOM flipping into the red there, and you can see all the red here on the tape for the oil names. Definitely just some sea of red there coming in there. So just going to be patient here, not overextending, going with what's moving. And that's what we'll take a look at. So for me, that's going to be Lennar, right? And I'm looking for a pullback, but I'm not getting it just yet. I need a pullback to around 66 here. Now that's where the VWAP is. You can take a look at some other names, DHI, another one here. That one is off of VWAP, so that one doesn't look too bad. It's a move back up to 62 here, but the spread is already bouncing off of the VWAP there. We'll look for some other plays here. Maybe Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers is another one in the same residential construction, has been beaten down. Could get a little bit of a lift today. We'll see what happens here.
Mitch Denman, how long have you been trading, Ryan? Mitch, I've been doing this for 8 years.
Now what we got? About 6 years and 8 years taking a look into the market. So I would say 6 years trading, but 8 years like actually kind of into this. And so that's what I would say is that if this is what you're looking to do, always working towards adding something to the toolbox is what helps. And having a long-term mentality, just like if you're doing long-term investing, you need to do long-term studying approaches, trying to improve yourself as a trader versus trying to get there in, let's say, a month or 3 months. I really think it takes at least a year to finally understand somewhat of the markets, and then you can actually start trying to really attack the market. Too many traders come at this with too much money, way too fast. And those are easy approaches to kind of just give that money to the market. Looking for some pullbacks here in real estate, not getting it. And so there's some ascending triangles forming there on LEN and also on TOL there. You could see them clearly on these charts, this ascending wedge here now starting to go on up. And so when you get those, yeah, they're bullish trends, but they're not my favorite to attack. Why? Because you have to buy at the top of the range. I hate doing that. And so in my eyes, I'm leaving those alone right now. Lennar, Toll Brothers, DHI, you can take a look at that. You can see here at break on out through the ascending triangle. Now you want to see a close above that trend line. We'll see if this can close above 67, Lennar.
Revlon is halted to the upside. That is your big bounce right there. I see the chat talking about it. Mayor is asking, what do you guys look for on your scanners? Volume percentage move. My big scanner input is relative volume. Relative volume is generally how I determine whether or not I'm going to take something.
Clovis turning around there. MG&I was a great one, guys. That one went up about 7% out the gates, but hasn't pulled back either. And so without these pullbacks, I'm not going to go ahead and jump on in here at the top of the range. SPY a little choppy here. We'll see if we get continuation.
And real quick on Revlon, that bust through 839, 840, that's what pop this into the halt. So remember what we were saying, this actually looks like a trade would be on here if we can bust through that level on volume. That's exactly what happened, and lo and behold, put us right into an upside halt. Now I don't like halts. I said it a bunch. Even if it is upside, even if I am winning, if I was in this right now, I'd be looking to actually close this when this opens, because I do not want to be caught in a halt vest. Now I'm not in this because I'm managing a bad trade that I made here on DNAY, still in it, looking to close this either for a loss or hopefully have this pop back. So we'll see. Appreciate you carrying the bags while I'm carrying this bag, Mitch.
Hey, there's only one way. I am looking at Pfizer here. Healthcare doing well there. Just got off the VWAP, so I'm not going to try to jump in here at 48.20s. Looking for another pullback underneath the VWAP, but it is looking good here. Nice little push on up there in Pfizer. So you guys are taking a look at some healthcare stocks that is looking strong right now. J&J.
Took a loss, so started today with a pretty nasty loss on DNAY. That's just how it goes. Not, as I said, not in the greatest headspace, not making the best moves. Start the day with an L.
Hey, it happens. Don't worry about that. I am looking at MRNA here. Just wanted a little bit of a pullback on the offer side here to go ahead and jump in here off the VWAP. Trying to get in here. All right, just grabbed 47s, one of the 35s, but wasn't able to get the fill there. Grabbed the 45s, 47s there, 128.47, long Moderna. Nice little push right out the gates there. That's what I wanted to see here, guys. There you guys have it. Nice little push there, up there towards 129.47. Let's go ahead. Let's take a little bit of profit into this move. That quickly, guys. Boom, just made a point. Just like that, guys. So let's see if we can continue going on this one, get up there towards the 130. Now we can leave the rest of it break even. We just sold up there for a quick point profit. I'll take that. I'm not going to be mad about that. Good little green trade right out the gates here. Moderna. And what got me into this one was seeing Pfizer make the move on up, but I couldn't catch that one. So what did I do? I went for the laggard trade in mRNA, Moderna here. Now I want to see VWAP hold. VWAP is 128.19. Let's see if this can keep on going through, make that next step up. All right, so keeping it on watch here.
Watching box D here.
Looking for that next leg up here in Moderna. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the overall market. What's going on? We got up there towards 372.50s, seeing a little bit of a bounce there. Let's see what happens if we get an actual drive here. I haven't really seen an actual drive into one direction. We have been going up from the open, but need to see continued push. Meta trying to move, says Keith. Definitely keep that one on radar. It's been really pushed down. Triple D called 10 on Rev pre-market. Yeah, I just stay away from those stocks nowadays, but it's up to you guys. I can't blame you guys for trying to take those trades. They just, to me, there's not enough risk and reward there for me. It's just what happens there is that the reward there, a lot of the times, yeah, it comes sometimes, but I just try to stay away from those moves now. Triple L says Darts Trader. I'll take a look there. Trying to see Moderna take out the high here and continue that push here. It doesn't look too bad. We did take some profit into that last move. Let's see if we break through that and get through the 130s. Then we can take profits again. Boom. Nice little trade there, and we'll celebrate. All right, now up there to 129.50s. Let's see if we break through that 129.50s and get on up there to the 130s.
On box D here, they're refilling 175 and they're taking it. So got a bid at 174. They're buying 175. They keep refilling 175. I think if you clear that supply out, you move up to 177. There was a little bit of size at 177. I think if that goes, you got blue skies above this thing. Even 190 is even possible on a pop.
All right, I see mentions of Triple L and Triple L on news. So whenever you get a chance, Ryan, you could take a look at that. I know you're trying to take a trade right now. No,
yeah,
hurry.
I'm actually in this trade, so but I'd be happy to do it. So we're looking at the news for Triple L. Is that it?
Yep, order out here to cover here on Moderna here in the 90s here. Let's see if I get filled here. 29.90s. I have 92 on here on the offer side. Let's see if I can get filled here. No
Box D pulled off and stopped me out, so that's another loss today. 0 for 2. Awesome.
Hey, it happens. Don't stress, man. One of the things is whenever you're coming through a time in your personal life, it's okay to just take it easy.
Triple L, by the way, Triple L, just to kind of close the loop here. This is a $5 million buyback, and they signed a $30 million sales agreement. This is a Chinese name, if I'm not sure, if I'm not mistaken, though.
All right, guys, just took profits there in Moderna. Nice trade right out the gates here. Not bad. From 128.47 to 130. We got 129.98. Not bad there at all there. A little bit over a point there on the Moderna trade. I'll show you guys that right there. Off the VWAP, buying that, getting it up there through the highs, selling it at the high of the day, then selling it at the next push through the high of the day. Not a bad trade there on Moderna to start it off here.
Yeah, Jay, that is the easy way to do it. There's only one reason I'm down today. It's me. I am not doing very well at all. It is what it is. Got to fight through it. I'm not gonna overtrade here. I'm still gonna kind of go to what's been working for me. Today has not been a good day. Definitely looking to turn around, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, there's only one person to blame, and that is me.
Yep, like always, one of the things to look back on, and you guys can do this to kind of take a bigger approach here, is understanding when we have losses. Okay, one thing that we want to ask ourselves is it because of my strategy just not going in my favor, or is it my own execution? Did I make executional mistakes there? And I think that's the important part to look back on, because if it's your system and you traded it well and it just didn't go in your favor, you give yourself a pat on the back. Where we want to try to improve is where we make executional mistakes. And this is going to happen. It's not like you're going to get perfect. There's never a time that you're going to be perfect on this. But one of the things you want to look back on is how are you performing in your execution of your strategy? This is why when you take journaling, I like to take what I was looking at and what I actually received. So if the plan was a 4-to-1 risk to return, what did I actually take? Did I take 3.6 to 1? That's okay too. But if you keep that in mind, you'll start seeing how your plan and execution are two different things. You can blame it on me. Don't worry. I'm a middle child.
The postman says, Ryan, I would blame Mitch. Mitch is
I'm
my
a middle
guy, man.
child.
I can't do
I'm
that.
a middle
I can't
child.
do
No
that.
worries. I'm a middle child, bro. I've been taking it all my life, man.
Yeah, but that doesn't solve anything. I want to
Exactly.
solve.
That's the truth.
I want to solve. I want to solve issues. I don't just want to point blame. I want to
That's the
solve
truth.
things. I want to make a damn trade in the green, guys. I don't want to play Mitch for my screens here.
Well, one of the things I think that helped me get into the green today was I looked at the sectors and I said, what is doing well right now? I said real estate and healthcare. So I started focusing on those names versus trying to guess on something that was in the red in the sectors, but wasn't pointing to the upside here. And so I think this is the important part of why I'm in the green, at least today. It's not that I was perfect. It's not that I traded perfect, but maybe I just traded in the right area today. And that gave me beneficial to find the green. Like Pfizer was looking green. So I went into this industry. And if you can look here on my side here, all the stocks here in the drug manufacturers are up. And I went with the strongest industry in that sector, which is drug manufacturer. And then I started looking through all the green names, looking for ones that were lagging off of the support. That's the important thing. You could have watched also the sector chart, watching that continue to rise, showing you that the sector is right, showing you that the industry is rising here, drug manufacturers, and that you can see that continued upside approach. Rotation, rotation, rotation. And yes, middle childs do rule, Aaron. I'm with you. Watch Rev, says Lisa Lee. Don't forget it. I don't think I could do it. There it is. It opened up there at 920s, getting on up there from 850s. It's moving. It's a moving.
Revlon definitely pushing higher. Are you guys trading Rev? No, I am not trading Rev. I missed the spot after the halt. I was stuck in a bad trade. I ended up taking another trade that I'm now stuck in again. I'm not trading Rev, man. I wish I was, though. That thing happens to be working right now.
I like it on the 5 minutes. If you guys see here, it had multiple approaches. If you want to take a look on the 5, I don't think it's a bad approach, but it's going to be a tough trade. I will tell you that. When's that short on Rev come in, Darth Trader? Dun, dun, dun. Should we think about it? Should we think about it? Oh, you're trying to get me on that dark side action. I hear you. I hear you, Darth Trader. We'll take a look. We'll take a look there. Is there any Chewbacca's out there willing to short on Rev? You'll have to have a little bit of cojones, as we say in Spanish, but we'll see what's out there. Moderna now up there to 131. So, I mean, I could have kept a runner on there. Probably could have got some more gain out of this one, but not a bad move there in healthcare. Look at that push. Boom. So Moderna, a good name. Pfizer, a good name today to be trading. J&J is another one kind of making that nice lift. Lilly is another one you guys can be watching. Look at the straight up move. Rotation, rotation, rotation. Yeah, I'm sure there's no shorts on Rev. I'm sure they're expensive like hell.
Yeah.
Too. So, I mean, there it is. 330% borrow rate on Rev. Yeah, let's not even think about that. That's why you're seeing probably such an upside move too, right? Is that the shorts are getting squeezed. And also what's happening there is no one's able to or willing to pay the price to short it here. So there's going to come a point, though, where they'll be probably willing. And so that's why I'd stay away from it. But it's always up to you guys to determine what you want to go after. Not really into the Wall Street bets, Reddit names. I try to stay away from those. Have paid way too much money back to the markets on high trending names like that. That information really would be coming from like probably more than likely FINRA. But you can find it on different places too, that borrow rate. So you can look around. Maybe you have a platform that actually tells you it. There's certain platforms that do. Always try to find platforms that help you get the information you need. BNTX follows Moderna too. Yeah, you can watch that one. BNTX, not looking bad. Nice little push on up there off the VWAP there. All right, let's take a look at the SPY. SPY is continuing to push now up there to 374. So we are seeing that lift there. Technology not looking too bad, also getting a lift. Let's take a look at our leadership. Microsoft pushing off those levels. Apple trying to get into the green, just pushed it off the VWAP. So that one's not looking too bad. So is Google pushing on up there. That one's probably the strongest one right now. I'm seeing Google trying to push there. Meta up also 1.3%. We'll see if that can continue lifting after DOJ concerns being mentioned. NVIDIA up also today. So you're seeing a little bit of a bounce in some of these names.
XXII popping to highs here. Let's see what's going on with this. There was they support a federal proposal to require less nicotine in all cigarettes. Yes. Juul had requested to continue selling tobacco and menthol flavored cigarettes, and the FDA is preparing to order Juul e-cigarettes off the U.S. market. That is causing XXII to move higher here. Box D just took 175 again. It's done this several times today. We'll see if it can end up going here. There's a little bit more size at 177, 176, and then another spot at 180 on Box D. We'll see if this can get going. XXII moving to the highs, not in this. Definitely picked the wrong things to trade today, boy. I normally don't get wrecked this badly, but good Lord. Good Lord.
I'm thinking about getting short here on Philip Morris. Just considering that I'm not in on the VWAP is slowing me down here. We want to get closer towards the VWAP, which is at the 40s or 39. 99.39. So I'll show you guys that chart, how it's setting up here. But it does look like Philip Morris wants to come on down there. And I mean, if there's going to be lower nicotine, I think that's a negative outlook here, at least for a stock like Philip Morris. And it could come right back down to the low 99.82s there. Looks like I'm going to already miss this trade. I wanted it at VWAP. I didn't want to extend myself and get in there and risk off of VWAP, because a lot of times you'll get a little wick back up there. Didn't get the wick. It already is breaking down. It looked like a great trade there. Just kind of missed it just by probably a minute or two. Just not seeing it at VWAP, seeing it a little bit afterwards than the news mentioned there. But definitely look at that. Just knocking right back down. So it did look interesting for a move back down there. ARKK, I did see AMC pushing on up there. It's up there towards 13.16. It's continuing to hold. It had a nice VWAP bounce type of trade. But the problem is I just don't see the upside catalyst, right? And so I know that a lot of people look at AMC, and you guys are probably expecting the apes to kind of keep this driving. But what is really going to bring it back to, like, let's say 20 or 30? There's no catalyst here. That's my problem. And unless that changes, then I'm not going to trade it. And then that's just the way I feel right now.
Box D through 180. Finally, this trade is working now. Box D. Let's go. Come on, Box D. One more push. One more push here. There we go. There we go. Finally, some green on the screen, folks. We did it.
Boom, boom.
We came back. We clawed. I mean, I'm still down. Let's be honest here. I'm still down, but we were able to claw back there and get a nice little win. Nice little pop here, Box D. Oh, okay. Now I'm ready to look for another one.
Voodoo telling me, check out if you like that PM short. Look at MO. Look at that thing. Kapow! There, definitely that PM short was looking great. It's already breaking through that low. So I missed it there by 3 minutes. Sometimes you're going to get upset about moments like this. What I say is just look for the next opportunity. Don't try to get too much emotions tied up for missed trades. That's where me here, Money Mitch guys, has a little bit of weakness sometimes, where if I'm looking at a trade and I'm already setting it up, I hate missing trades. That's why I try to be really objective and just say, hey, if this is setting up these levels, boom, take the trade. Hold down to it, because the worst thing that you can do is look back and have that FOMO, right? FOMO, I think, is the real negative in day trading, and happens often because what happens is a lot of times it's even just indecision, and then you see the stock rip. Like it could have happened with you in Revlon. You saw the pullback, you liked the level, you were thinking about it going into it, then you hold for a second, and the stock just rips away from you. So it's a normal thing, and it happens, guys.
And real quick, couple of things I want to go here. Sabrina saying, Ryan, PCT setting up, plastic recycling, no debt company.
Keep on watch.
So I took a look at this because this is interesting. I'm always interested in newer companies. Here's the thing. So first of all, I do actually like this chart. Here, Mitch, let me throw up my
yeah, go for it, dude.
I'll have you chart it in a sec.
No,
I do actually like this chart. Definitely consolidating here. And if you actually clear out this 10 area, I think that this could probably go to 15, maybe even higher. By the way, box D at highs here. Looks like this is trying to push over 188. Let's see. There it goes. Over 188. So if you're still in this, I'd trim and trail here for sure through 190. We'll see if we actually get a test here. Next spot going to be 192. 192. So I'm actually kind of watching that here out of the corner of my eye. Okay, we need a pullback would be great here. Okay, so anyway, back to PCT. I actually like this if we can clear out this area. As far as a day trade goes, not even close to enough volume to day trade this. So this would be more of a swing. One of the things that's concerning me here is we've got 1.37 billion market cap and no revenue. That is generally speaking a red flag. What do the kids do with their red flag emojis now? All that being said, this is a decent looking chart. I'd be interested in this, especially if we get volume near 10. Good spot though, and I appreciate you bringing a new issue to the show.
Tobacco trade, man. Philip Morris just keeps dropping now. You're seeing that just continue to drop. MO also continuing to drop. A lot of these tobacco companies, I feel like, are really going to just struggle now, especially if they're going to make that move, the FDA. All right, pinkies on up, guys. Everybody, pinkies on up. I'm getting a little OJ action. That means we take a little bit of second. It's 10 o'clock where we see a lot of swings happen all the time. So we're going to take it easy here. We're going to keep going until 11 where we have the List Maker Esports show today, guys. Stay tuned. That's going to be coming up at 11. We got a great List Maker show. We're going to also get into some great interviews. So stick around, guys, and pinky on up.
My oranges this morning were spoiled, Mitch, because they're in my kitchen, and my kitchen is 85 degrees overnight. So those were spoiled this morning. I went to go squeeze myself some orange juice, grab the orange, and it just came apart in my hand. And oh man, it was.
You're killing me, Ryan. I'm about to call Raznick and save the day. My man gonna call save the day. I'm gonna have to give him a call. My boy Ryan needs some help.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna have to give my boy Jason a call. So my boy Ryan needs some help, man.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I can help myself.
We got you, bro. We got you. We'll take care of you, Ryan, like always, man. Got your back. That's what we're here for, bro.
No,
you're not by yourself.
I gotta say, I've definitely felt the love from the group here this morning. Really,
you're not
really
by yourself, Ryan. You're not by yourself, my friend. We got your back. We'll figure it out. We'll get you some new oranges. We'll get you a new AC.
No, the AC. No, the AC. So full disclosure, I have a portable AC unit, but it's so freaking hot.
Yeah, I mean, that's 100 degrees, dude. It can't keep up.
What needs to happen is my unit needs to get replaced. It's scheduled, but it's not happening until a week from today. So in the meantime, it sucks.
Yeah, that's just normal, man. That's normal what happens, especially in this type of environment right now that we're going through. It's not the best time to be fighting air conditioners. Let's just say that much. Going to start seeing a little bit of some struggling time here in the SPY. It's trying to get on up there through the 374, back up through the 375. That's what I'm looking to see. If we can get on through here, get one more drive, then I can start looking for some upside. If not, I'm going to look for some turnaround out there. Meta already turning around a little bit.
Born saying it needs to rain for a few hours. You're not kidding, man. I actually put on some weird clothing and tried to dance yesterday, but the police told me to stop. So I can't do my rain dance anymore. Hopefully it does rain and cool off. I guess it's supposed to by the weekend, but that's still several days away. By the way, watching DTIL here on a pop above 160. Long if we can take out 160. Not going to front run any trades today. Already been punched in the mouth enough this morning. Don't need to do that again.
They said pull out the block of ice with a fan.
Dude, I have tried as many tips as I can get from people as possible.
Lord Ryan taking some breaks, going to the beer caves at the gas station.
Dude, my car's AC blows ice cold. So
there you go. Take a little trip down. Yeah, take a little trip down. That's not the worst. Yeah, warming up is hard. That one you can't get through either. PM, man, that just leaking.
Jay.
I gotta almost take it off my screen here.
Yes. So putting your underwear in a freezer, that actually might get tried today, Jessica. I'm at the point now where this might get tried. Fresh pair of undies in the plastic bag in the freezer for an hour, and then right on as soon as they're cold. Jay, please don't scare our viewers away. Nobody wants to see me dancing in the rain in a thong. I notice our viewers are dropping ever since I highlighted that comment. I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
Not a worry at all, man. I'm taking a look here to see if NVIDIA is going to crack the VWAP here. It does look like it's trying to break down, but a move back up here could get that next drive on up. So keeping an eye on it. It hasn't broken here the trend. And so with that being mentioned, we'll see if it breaks the trend. If it makes that leg back up to 166, we'll just kind of leave it alone. But it is holding the pullbacks right now on this trend line.
See, Aaron, I'm telling you, man, the mental image. Blame Jay for that. I was trying to not go there. I was trying to not go there. Wet towel around your neck. I got a gel pack that I actually use that's ready to go. That's actually not a bad idea here. Watching DTIL here to bust through 160, though, that'd really make my day. Okay, so this is an interesting question from the postman. How's the cat holding up? The cat is doing fine. He, for whatever reason, his fur coat, he absolutely loves the heat. It's really weird, but it is what it is. He seems to sleep a little bit more because it's so freaking hot in here, but he's doing good. Thanks for asking about that, by the way.
Hell yeah. Gotta look after.
Oh,
buddy.
yeah. Chara just popped. I didn't even realize that. Hey, Gary. You know what? Good morning, Gary. It's great to see you again. Chara rocking pop up to 433 there. Light volume, but I'll take it. That actually made me go green today. How about that? DTIL through 160. Long here, 160.
All right.
Come on, DTIL. Give me a push, baby. Give me a push. Give me something.
Box D. No, you're good.
That was Box D. That was already a winner. Box D did what it was supposed to. DTIL right back through 160.
XOM trying to make another leg up through 89. That's when I'll start looking at some other players to see if I can catch the lag move. MRO moving up already. So that's not going to be it. Let's look at Chevron. Chevron would be the lag move. So XOM, I want to see a break through 89. Then I can come after Chevron to come try to catch the dip there off the support there. So I'll go ahead and I'll put Chevron up here. I'll show you guys those trades. Chara rocking?
Chara's rocking, dude. This is how thin this stock is. It traded 5 shares. It traded up 28 cents on 5 shares. It's like, oh, man. Just imagine if a fund or an institution tries to buy this. Oh, my God, it's going to double.
All right. I will give another one that we talked about earlier today. Triple L, if it gets back above VWAP here, it will be looking interesting for you guys that wanted to point out more cheaper stocks. I do like that name. I like that setup. If it does get back above 215s, you could see a little bit expansion of volume going into the move. Just be a little bit patient. You want to see that volume expand into it, but we'll see if that can get that nice lift.
Here, Mitch, I'm going to put your screen up here as I'm watching.
Let's do it.
By the way, DTIL back to 160. They refreshed that with some more shares. That is clearly the spot. So the more volume that trades at 160, the better, because I think inevitably we move higher if that's the case.
Yeah, I might have to name this show Revlon because, man, you guys are revving up. I see you guys out there.
Big pullback on Revlon. We were touching 940. Here we are down at 860.
860 is real quick. So you got to be careful with names like this. I would use a 15-minute chart now if you're trying to get around some of the volatility. So why do you use a 15-minute is that you can look for the bigger pullbacks to kind of catch a bigger time pullback and then also get that rip back on up. To me, that's a move back down towards the 825s and 813 level here and probably risking off of that $8. But we'll see what happens there. Chevron already making that lift there.
Sorry, DTIL through 160, and they actually moved the bid up to 161. And there's a bidder here at 162 now, 163 offer, which they're taking. So that's good. Now, remember, the last time that we did this, they actually yanked it right back through 160. We want to see some of that opposite action. We want to see 163, 164 get hit. Not going to happen. Yanked it right back through 160. So next time around, third time the charm, We shall see. If we go through 160 next, maybe we trade up even more. Ron, you're on ARKK, huh? Must be trading up today. ARKK. I can't get myself to buy this one, but that is a really good move.
Yeah, that's a good, interesting one. And when I look at that one, I always look at that one to see if it's a risk on type of day. What do? I pull it up and I just look at the industry, the stocks right here, and I say, is it majority green? Majority is green. So it looks like a risk on type of day. What's leading us? BLI, TDOC, Roku up 5%, Shop up 4%. So there's some names here. Twilio up 4.4, Zoom up about 4%, Unity up about 3.6. NVTA is probably the biggest one here. It's a cheaper name too in this one. So you guys are seeing good lift there. It's up about 9%. NVTA. I don't know if there's news on this one. It's a healthcare sector.
Remember, that was a Kathy Wood gene editor stock, I believe. That was at
there
50 at one point. Real quick, Busy Bee Trading. The story about your cat named Tops is awesome. Your daughter liked Tom and Jerry and called Tom Tops so that you got an actual cat and you named him Tops. That is awesome. I second Jessica. That is so cool. Awesome. I love stories of animal names. They're often really amazing like that. Ron, hope you're doing well with ARK. W saying that's trading with the SPY. It certainly is today. Lab U, here's another good day trading ETF that's moving here. Born, hope you're doing well on that. Yep, that's what we're trying to say, Lynn. That was definitely a retail pump. Again, who owns that besides retail? Not going to be a fund, not going to be a bigger institution or any trader like that. So, by the way, DTIL, let me go back to that. DTIL, nice bid here. They moved the bid up to 463. So that's really encouraging. And we're seeing some pretty big orders come out here at 460 or 164. So I actually think that this might move higher here. That would be great if it does. We'll see. And they just yanked that huge, God, the amount of volume on this is just incredible. These sales are gigantic. All right, well, we'll wait for this and we'll see if this keep moving here. More volume pouring in here. 163 offers still. Let's take a look at Rev. Let me bring this up here real quick for you folks. Yep, DTIL not going anywhere. 165 bigger offer here. I think if you take this, maybe we pop. Let's see, DTIL, come on. Rev definitely moving right back up here, right back to 920. Interesting. Sorry, I'm trying to watch multiple things at once. Looks like Mitch is taking a bio break. 165 on DTIL looks to be the spot here. 165. Let's see if we can snap that. There goes 165. They're refilling it and they're taking more of it. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. That is a good sign.
I'm back.
Yes, I definitely played WoW. I don't anymore. I don't have time for an MMORPG game, even if I wanted to play. But I did play Burning Crusade and Vanilla WoW back in the day.
Yeah, that was fun action, man. Definitely some fun action back in the day. I played some too. I didn't play it too often, but I had like my summer times, like where like I was off school and I was just like, all right, what are we doing? We're playing some WoW. Let's do it.
Oh, that bio break. Is that where I got it from? That makes sense. Yeah, I had a discipline priest that would Jazzy, man. She was tough. By the way, that was a nice little secret of mine for MMORPG games. If you want to get ahead quickly, create a female character and be flirty in game, and you'd be amazed at how much free stuff.
Ryan doing a couple rug pulls out there on some people.
No, I wasn't ever doing it on people. It was just, free gear, discounted gear, invites to guilds. It is what it is.
Well, I want to show you guys this trade here because I think it's important, and it's kind of what I like to say is really my bread and butter, is looking for the leader laggard type of trade, right? So the leader was this morning on XOM showing us that move. We were looking for a move through 89 to look for the laggard type of trade in Chevron that was actually coming down, and it's actually off the support there when you started seeing XOM come up. this is a great trade that I really love taking a look at. So we wanted to talk about strategy. This is a leader to laggard trade. So you're looking at the overall sector chart. You can do that also. I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you guys that right now. Or you can use a different oil name. Like also just look at like MRO, right? And so you're looking for MRO and XOM to show you that upside look. Look where it was right here. It was battling that high there, right? On MRO, it was battling the high there on XOM. But where was it on Chevron? It was just off the VWAP, right underneath the VWAP. So when you see that take out the highs, then you go for the laggard type of trade off the VWAP, which is lagging a little bit behind the action. And you could have got Chevron there with a nice little gain there. I wasn't able to capture it. Took a little bit of a bathroom break. But hey, not a bad trade there. It's making moves.
He took a bathroom break, so it was a bio break. How about
the bio breaks? I see.
That's how Kyler spotted me as a WoW player. That's really interesting. I'll keep that in mind.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look out there. What is continuing to move towards the upside? So now consumer cyclical is showing up in residential construction. We talked about this with LEN and TOL, how those were doing well. They continue to do well right now. Gambling getting a little bit of a lift today. DKNG up there to 1281s. So it looks like my approach down there to 1050s wasn't a bad approach there on DraftKings, but I'm still waiting to see what happens in this sector.
Love the Leroy Jenkins mentions in the chat. I'm about to scream Leroy Jenkins the next big trade I hit. I didn't know we had so many gaming fans in here. This is awesome. You guys are firing me up.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk some esports coming on up, so that will be definitely interesting. Look how Rev got close towards the VWAP there, close towards that 825 pullback. I didn't get it just on the key. I talked about 825 to 813. It went close to the VWAP. VWAP was 835, and it went to a low of 839 and bounced off of that and just ripped right back up, Revlon. Now next resistance I have is 1014. We'll see if it gets up there. Definitely getting the push back in volume, but one that is moving today really fast.
DTIL right back to highs here at 167. I'll tell you what, this is interesting action here. Feels similar to Box D in the sense that it's like a vending machine. This is a classic Seinfeld quote. Knocking over a vending machine, you can't just knock it over in the first try. You have to rock it back and forth, and then it goes over. Well, it's very much similar in some of these small cap names that bust or push up against the high of day where there's a large offer there. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 attempts to get there, and then it falls and the stock tops. That's kind of what we're waiting here. Remember, everything can be related back to Seinfeld.
Always. All right, looking around, let's take a look at the SPY. How are we doing on the SPY? Continuing the up move, and this is surprising for me, especially with Powell speaking. It looks like he had no effect, at least from what I see there. We did come down in the overnight action there, but coming on back today, not a bad day there for stocks overall. Netflix up there a decent amount. You've seen Roku up a good amount. You're seeing a lot of stocks kind of getting some lift. I just wonder if this is going to kind of keep going here as we continue to see the lift. Waiting to see the breakdown here. Looking at NVIDIA, I've been watching this trend line, and now as we're starting to reject it, but no hard downside action coming in, let's say, the overall market or the Qs here. Definitely some upside trend continuing here. Looks like today I'm on the wrong side of the outlook, so I'm just being patient. I did take a really nice trade on Moderna earlier, but I haven't taken a trade since then. A lot of that trying to just be patient. Yeah, the VWAP bounce trade is definitely a good one. I definitely like it, especially when you have a catalyst or something even more to kind of get a drive into a stock, or you see unusual drives and then the pullback to VWAP. That's what I look for also. Rev can pull a Volkswagen at this rate, insider buys and low flow 80 short. Yeah, it's not one that I'd take a shot on. It's always up to you guys to determine if you
Took
want.
gains on DTIL, waiting for it to set back up again. Just getting a little tired of it. Also watching Revlon here in case this makes a move back towards the highs. Again, same disclaimer as earlier. Be careful on this one. Actually, this is a night. You know what? Now that some more time has passed here, it's actually a decent clawback, right? So I took a $500 loss on DNAY trade that got completely away from me. Made 140 on Box D to get back at it, and 190 on DTIL. And now I'm up on one of my swings, which is causing me to go green. So a decent clawback here from a really poor start to the day, if I do say so myself.
I am seeing somebody step up in this Clovis, so I will mention that. There's 10,000 shares at 169 that just went through, and then 5,000 immediately following that. I think someone's stepping up here at the 169. I want to see this take off to 175, and that's what's going to get me a little bit excited to come off of the VWAP on this one. But definitely need some volume to the upside. Haven't seen it yet.
Look at Dine. Look at this chart. Oh, man. So remember, we were trying to play.
Watch me lean and watch me Dine.
Well, no, we were trying to play a break right in here, right around the 277. Traded all the way down to 238, puked out everybody, and now it's right back to where it was before. Just absolutely nasty stuff.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Tough one to deal with. A lot of that one, I think, is an hourly chart pullback. Hourly pullback, then you could see the next hour up.
Blue at highs.
There's someone stepping up in this Clovis here. Another 5,000 shares at 170. And then there's a little bit of a wall there. Some order on NASDAQ there, 128.
I'll play that wall. Let's see what we got here on Clovis.
Do you see the 170 just broke? Right, boom. They took it off. They took off the order. Now they have it on the bid side. You see how it's 170 on the bid now? You saw the 100 switch from the offer to the bid there. They took it off. It popped up through the 171, and then they put it right back on the backside of it, trying to give it a little bit of support.
Look at Dine. Look at Dine right
Dine.
through that. And by the way, what we were just talking about this with the vending machine analogy. Third time's the charm. Well, look at this. 279 once failed, twice failed, third time right through, big pop. This is what I was waiting for. Took a huge loss on this. Unfortunately, I'm not still in it. It is what it is, folks.
Yeah, this is why I like those hourly charts, especially on these cheaper names. Hourly setups are pretty decent to look
But
at.
would you have? But even if you were taking that, would you have bought? Would you have held through this gigantic pullback? I mean, they yanked.
No, what I would have been looking at is you look at the hourly, at least in my eyes here, and I'll show you exactly. So,
Frederick, you profited 20 cents on your trade? Hell yeah, man! That's what I want to hear. That makes my day better.
So if you
We
see
got a lot
here,
of people out here killing it.
draw the last day's resistance, last day's support, right? And so a lot of times I look for a pop in pre-market coming back towards an hourly resistance becoming a support around the 249 area. That's where I would have been looking at for a potential buy, and then using the bottom here to risk. So you're looking maybe at a 30-cent risk here, but the upside back towards that, even just maybe this high here, is already a 29% outlook. And so the risk becomes about 15% for at least like a 30% upside look. It's not the worst look. That's the way I like to approach these slower names. And then another thing is I would come after this in thirds. I like to swing trade some of these names sometimes like this, but what I would do is I would be putting it in thirds. So maybe my first entry at 249, my second entry down there towards 240, and then my third entry down there towards 225. Somewhere I'll get an average around 230, and then I can risk off of the 214s. Just an approach. Doesn't mean that I'm right or wrong or how you can approach it to win. Just
Clovis breaking out of that now. Clovis popped. Yeah, it popped out of here. Let me bring it up.
That's what I was looking for. Literally, that's what I was looking for. So I'm going to join the party now. I like the approach here.
Broke out of that 171, 172. Now we're bidding 173. So we'll see if this can actually push anymore.
I like it. I just got in there a little bit, started there at 174. Remember, the guy, at least from my idea, who is big, is here at 170. So you might get a little pressured right now. I just took a little starter there on Clovis. Let's see if it can really start pushing. All right, what else is being mentioned out there, guys? Let's go. Let's go. So there's a lot of volume that flowed through there between the 169s and 170. So that's where I think a lot of the longs are here. We're going to look for this to take on off. It needs to get through 185 to really start chugging along. Then $2 comes into play. That's where I'll look to sell a little bit. And then we'll look to continue the rest through the $2 price point, getting on up there towards the highs of 220. And then from there, 230s in reach. We'll see what happens here if we can really get some drive. All right, gonna go looking around to see what else is out there. Roku being brought up by Douglas. That is at the top of the price point, but I do think that we might see a little bit of a turnaround from these levels. SPY is still climbing, guys. So it looks like I've been wrong about the turnaround so far. We'll see what happens. It is climbing, though, up there towards 376. We've made up a decent amount today, guys. We came from a low of 367.61 up there towards a high of 377. We'll see if this can continue. But definitely we're making a little bit of a ramp back towards those 380s. Can we make it up there? That's going to be interesting to watch out for. All right, I think we're going to get a little bit of a pressure here towards the 170s. You got the low of 171 there for Clovis. We want to see a push back above 175. That's where I'll hit the ad. Let's see what happens on that one. I'll keep it on watch.
Just had to go check on the cat. He's doing good. He's liking the heat,
Yeah,
which
man,
is crazy
like
for
the
me
cold.
to say, but it is what it is.
I remember Hendrix walking in the snow. It's funny. I bring him outside when it's snowing, and they don't like water, so they're just like he's touching the snow at the same time he's like shaking his paw. He's like, "What the hell is this?"
Yep. So buddy, this last winter there was a snow, and my balcony was just covered in this nice fresh coat of snow. And buddy really wanted to go out there, so I was like, "Okay, cat, I don't actually think this is what you want, but you keep telling me this is what you want.
Yeah,
So
I'll show you what you want."
So I'll let you out there." So I let him out there. He takes a couple of steps. His feet are all in this cold snow. He's trying to shake them off, and then he just dashes back inside. He didn't want none of that.
Great action in Moderna today. It was probably a really good trade that we could have held on to a little bit piece. It's gone up about 4% on the day. You're seeing actually healthcare lead us today. And so I'm glad that at least those are the kind of stocks that we were looking at early on in the day. Actually, you're seeing Moderna now kind of lead there in that industry. So not a bad move. Also, AbbVie taking a nice lift there, but you're starting to see a little bit of turnaround here. Clovis, some more ads coming in there in the 173s and 174. Looks like 10,000 shares has stepped up there at the 173. I'm looking to go ahead and see this get through that 175. I'll take an ad there. I'm looking to see it start pushing. We'll see what happens on Clovis.
OXD keeps pushing. Great trade there. Glad we were able to catch some winners after some pretty lackluster trading on my part. Apologize about that. Ron saying XLE 3 times today. Major daily goal. Ron, awesome job. Make sure you get yourself something nice to eat tonight. That sounds awesome, man. Daily goal. Reaching the daily goal, it feels like a success all the time. Good stuff. Good stuff, my man. Show them how it's done. I like that, Mike. Love our community being supportive as always.
Always.
By the way, shout out to Jessica, who got a shout out earlier from someone in the community for helping them on a particular trade. It's exactly what I want to see. Traders helping other traders. It's not about us. It is about the community.
Exists. That exists. It does exist. It exists right here on Live Trading with Benzinga, and that's why we're doing it, really, at the end of the day. Look at Netflix bouncing back a little bit today. 5% day on Netflix. Not a bad day there in Netflix, getting a nice little lift, about 5.7%. Really not a bad one there. MG&I was another one that we were watching earlier. I just see the lift there in Clovis. Now we're up to 178. I'm putting at the order out here to try to add at 175. If we get the pullback, I'll add at 175. I'm not going to overextend myself, but let's see if this can really start taking off. That's Clovis. All right, 178, 177 on the bid. Let's see if we get a pullback to VWAP. We'll add there at 175 and then look for it to continue going. But if it just rips, it rips. And that's okay. You can maybe just get your starter in, and that's okay to just continue seeing the lift. We'll see this kind of push. I do like this on what? On my favorite type of chart, an hourly chart. If you take a look here, nice support. You got drawled in here around the 160s. Now we're looking for the next leg on up. It really needs to hold that support pullback around the 152s. That already kind of gave us new support here towards the 160. So I'm looking for the trend line breakdown and then this move towards this high, which is 230s. Let's see if we can get it. Some topping action on the Q, says Luca. Yeah, definitely something to keep on watch to see if we get a turnaround there. Definitely. Good eye right there. What is that? A doji at the top. It doesn't mean that it's going to completely flip, but it does mean potential to see that reversal come in. And so good mention there. I'll keep watch. One of the things that I'm watching also is that 9 EMA. Look how this blue line holds all the time here when it's in that trend. The 9 EMA tells me a lot of the times how the shorter time frame trend is moving. And you can see here, every time it dips back, it gets into the 9 EMA, pushes off, 9 EMA, pushes off, 9 EMA. And there's a reason why I like the 9. It's used also on the MACD.
I like the 9 too, by the way.
Yeah, when I really noticed that was when I saw that it was used in the MACD as the trigger. And so what does that do is it essentially helps me keep watch on people that watch the MACD also by just using the 9 EMA. Nice trading today, says BNZMB. I'm glad you're here. Glad I didn't ban you. So damn chats.
Amazing that it started off with a ban and he turned it into a good trading day. I love to hear that. That's really awesome.
The Mac Diesel. I love it. The Mac Diesel. All right, looking good in Clovis. I'm just going to leave that size right now because why? Now what do you see here on NASDAQ and ARCA? Huge orders just sitting on the bid at 178. And so I'm looking to see that start getting filled. Boom, you see it start getting filled there on the time and sales. 5,000 shares float through there. Now you're seeing another order, 159, 169. And so those are the two favorite orders that I like to pay attention to, EdgeX and ARCA. If you're looking at those on the level 2, those are where I usually see the fastest fills. And if I want a fast fill and I'm doing a direct order, I usually do it through ARCA. And I've seen those be like really snappy on my fills. So like just kind of put that out there for you guys that are using direct routing. Why it's important to use direct routing is for those fast fills kind of that you use. I don't know if you've ever used direct routing, Ryan.
Nope.
You use your algorithmic routing, right, through TD?
Yeah, I use just the default setting. Let me see. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's an algorithmic. It goes through their algorithm and then it just takes the best price, which is not a bad approach either, because on a stock that's highly liquid, it's not going to even matter really. But it's just an approach that many platforms have, is they have an algorithm where it goes through. And this is why some people talk about what's called direct routing.
I do notice that I sometimes get the better price. Like I'll put in, and I mean, we're talking, we're not talking a whole lot. I'll put the order in, let's say for 180 and I'll get filled at 179.50.
Yeah,
really fairly insignificant, like you were saying, but I do end up getting that better price a lot of the time.
Yeah, if you want a platform that does a lot of direct routing, you can do IBB Pro. That one does, but you got to do a little bit of commission on your share size just to kind of mention that. And that's how they're getting around that, right? And a lot of reasons why you're able to use the algorithmic is because you start going into payment for order flow, right? You go into that kind of ball game, but it's all parts of trading. Let's just be honest. There's the drive in Clovis. We're getting a little bit of a drive, not looking too bad. Now up there to 182s. We're going to look for the move towards $2 here. That's really where I'll start taking some profits above the 190s. I can take a little profit and then look for the rest to continue moving. It's a smaller position because I wasn't able to get the add there at the 175 level on the pullback. So let's see what happens here. Didn't pull back after we pushed up there to 180s. Let's just see if it can continue to drive and make that next leg up.
Morning, Shelly. Hope you're doing well.
What's going on with American Airlines? Let's take a look here. Oh, not bad. I was wanting to see if these can have a little bit of relief rally, especially if the SPY is continuing to hold the rally. You could see some relief there in American Airlines. I don't think this is news related. I think this is more like just kind of catching a little bit of a bid here after being destroyed for so long. Airlines up about 1.26%. So you guys can keep on watch. You know, stocks like JetBlue, AAL up about 2% there, UAL. So these stocks are getting a little bit of a lift. You could see reopening trade try to get a little bit of a lift. Airbnb holding towards the top side there on that pattern. So you could see this kind of start pushing on up. Another one to kind of keep on watch that's been beaten down is a Carnival Cruise Line. It's nice VWAP bounce trade there through the 980s. Went up there towards the 950s, came back there towards VWAP, now pushed back on up, looking like a little bit of a relief rally in these cruise line names as we're seeing that relief rally in American Airlines. Making enough money for the weekend today. Chicago double sausage deep dish, baby. Double meat, hot beef. Here we come, Lewis
That
Hamilton.
sounds so good if I had air conditioning and could eat that. But I feel like if I ate that right now, it would just make me feel worse. I'm so warm.
Yeah, it'll put you down there. We'll keep it going here. Let's see what happens. All right, keeping an eye on Clovis, keeping an eye on the stocks out there. Healthcare now up 2.15%. So if there's one stock I probably sold early today, it's probably Moderna. But hey, can you be upset here? Nah, you can't be upset. Sometimes you're going to miss trades, and especially as a day trader, this is why I like swing trading, because I usually leave off a little piece, and that's gotten me the biggest returns over time. And you can see here a 7% day and about 6% lift from where we got first in on Moderna. I got in there earlier today at 128.47, and now we're trading at 136.72 there. Ryan would melt.
I'd rather melt like the cheese on a pizza than the Wicked Witch of the West. So yeah. I'll just keep a glass half full approach here and take that. But you're right. I mean, I would just be like, I'm so hot.
So big orders stepping up there again in Clovis. So what do you see on the time and sales? If you look at there, you'll see in the 79 area, 10,000, 11,000, and 599 shares there, like all stacked on each other, showing me more and more trying to get that drive momentum through the 185s. That's really where I think we could take off. We'll see what happens here. It's at 181 right now.
Let's check out Clovis. Maybe this will be a tradable pop for us here. You know, the way I think, 184. I got Prince at 183 is going to be your day high. So a move through 183 likely sends this.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, come to Ventura. It's 58. Man, I would go anywhere that's cooler than this. Cooler days are coming, my friend. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Hopefully it comes today. Man, the amount of talk about pineapple on pizza in this channel makes me super sad. Maybe I'm just the weirdo. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't do this. I'll talk with AT a little later. We didn't do the stream on PAL just because it was going on here at the same time as I'm on live trading. So we got to get some people in here a little earlier. Sleepheads like to come up in here at 9 a.m., you know, showing on up to the market open. Yeah, I know there's a little couple of guys out there in the market that like to show up at 9 a.m. It's all about the 7 a.m. guys, the 6 a.m. guys out there trying to work their way up there. I see you guys out there. Keep working hard.
Appreciate it, BNZB. Let's get triggered.
Worse than pineapple is ketchup on pizza. Now you're getting gross with me, Bobby White. You might as well to call it the Detroit style. Ooh. Shots fired. Oh, my Detroit pizza lovers. I just don't get it, man. Turn around there a little bit there on Clovis, now to 176. I'm still in it, just hanging out there. You can see some people, I think, tried to get out there at the 176, just 24,000 shares there. So some people that are taking some bigger shots, just getting chopped up a little bit in this sideways action. We'll see what happens there. SPY, what's up? The SPY's up. That's definitely up there to 377.46, guys. So we're going to continue battling here. It's 10:40, guys. Do me the favor. I need to take a second and get some likes up on here because you guys, come on. You guys aren't enjoying the show? Let us know. How you can tell us is by, of course, smashing up that like button as we continue going here. And like always, guys, hit the like on up and hit the subscribe button so you can be notified the moment we go live.
Lynn, he's using TC2000. He's using TC2000.
Yeah, that's why I like it is what you just mentioned, Lynn, is that I can do a lot of sector industry analysis with just a couple of clicks. No stress, Louis. As long as you hit the like, I won't be mad when you do it. Ham and pineapple. It's called Hawaiian, says Neil. Come on, guys. Actually, I'm not so against pineapple on pizza, but I'm not even going to get it started. Some people are going to going to start hitting me hard. All right, starting to see a little bit of topping out action here around the 378. If we take a look to the left-hand side, I think that's important here, is look at like a 4-hour chart. You're getting into some resistance that we found yesterday and above here around the 376 area. Where do we start running into some other highs? We get into the 379s. But we are starting to see a little bit of topping on the 15-minute candles as you're getting kind of a doji here. We'll see what the candle closes on. Has about 2 minutes here.
Douglas, we do not make predictions about the price. If we knew, we would be telling you, and we would be trading it accordingly. We just react to what we see. It is quite possible that it hits 180 again. It's going to need some volume here to push it over this hump. We got it. We do have a spot at 182. So I would imagine 182 gets challenged again. We can't give you any guarantees, my man. We do not know the future. So I could ask the 8-ball.
Well, that does know the future at least. But like always, guys, the informational purposes is only for educational purposes, not for investment advice. And pineapple on pizza is not offensive.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
The opinions are hot.
Get into some fighting words there. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what happens out in the market today. We're definitely seeing a little bit of some weakness come back in energy. You saw XOM push on up there, but now it's fighting the highs. Can't continue going there. We'll see what happens there. If we do see some turnaround there, basic materials is up also. You take a look at it. Everything's up from the open. So it doesn't look like everything's down or anything like that. Doesn't look like one of those days. But if you take a look at the industry, oof, doesn't look good here in basic materials. Overall, I don't like seeing all of it into the red right now. Utilities bouncing back a little bit there. Regulated water making a move on up there. So get your water game right for my boy Zunaid in the house. Where's he at, man? I'm about to put a call out for Zunaid. Chat, sound the alarm. Call Zunaid out.
He literally just joined.
Sound the alarm. Call Zunaid out. Get my boy on the stream. You guys can do it. I want to see the chat go Zunaid crazy. Let's get it up there. Ron, don't worry. We'll have our pineapple on pizza. There's Jessica getting it started, sounding the alarm. Where is Zunaid? Where is Zunaid? I'll tell you what, my man's drinking his water. He's drinking his water.
He's smiling. Oh, look at.
Look at the love.
So much love for
Sound
Zunaid.
the alarm. Sound the alarm. It's time. Where's the hoodie with the boogie? I love it, Mohammed. We're getting Zuni. Where's the hoodie? The hoodie with the boogie. Where you at? Savage Gaming. Calling them out. Yeah, we're going to be getting into the list makers coming on up. I'm sure he'll be joining us soon to talk about that. But like always, guys, smash the like as we keep going here on live trading and enjoying the time. Where else are you guys going to be able to kind of have a community that can support you guys, not charge you on a monthly basis, and do all this for free right here on Benzinga? So if you guys appreciate that, I mean, if you don't, probably just see your way out to the door, because this is what we're doing it for, guys. And I hope you guys are having a good time here. All right, starting to see that turnaround. I think I'm going to take a shot here. I did this yesterday here, but taking a look here at the Tesla. The Tesla showing us a little bit of topping action off of 736 area. That's where I'm seeing a little bit of some topping action here. So I'm looking for it to kind of push up a little bit here and reject that 736, but we could just see a complete crackdown here. I'm gonna take one more trade before we get on out of here. I know I smashed Moderna here, but let me see what I can get here. All right, taking a starter here on 733s, and then I'm gonna add up there towards 735s and 736. So really small position here. Now looking to add if we can get a bounce. And then we're going to look to see if we can get a takedown on Tesla. It's just a little starter here, right at the bottom of this candle. I'll try to make it small so we understand where I'm at. Looking to add towards that 736. Then we can hold the risk right here where we saw the reversal at the 739 mark. Now I want to see a little pop up here around the 736, and then I can add here. That's going to be the level that I'm looking for. So somewhere in this zone, coming on up back towards the high of that candle, trying to pressure this candle. Let's see if that happens. If it just fades down, well, that's not a bad thing either. I won't be upset about that. So taking a little short on the Tesla Dragon. Love the Tesla trade, says Robert. Hey, we'll see what happens. Like always, taking a little bit of a shot. I've seen this stock make huge moves up on the hourly. It has a resistance right up here. And so that's where I'm looking for the resistance come into play. And so let's see if we start seeing that reversal and then a little smackdown back to VWAP. That would be the first kind of move back down towards 722s. And then we could see a continuation. But what we want to see also is the SPY breakdown, right? SPY start breaking down, showing us that continuation on the downside. There's Tesla moving on down there towards the 730s. Now let's see if this can really start moving. Since I didn't get my added position, I got to let it really work here because it's a smaller position now than what it would have been if I would have been able to add to the short. All right, Luca saying starting shorting the Qs on 284. Let's see how big the fall will be. We'll see what happens there. Rev reversing, says Lewis Hamilton. And if Hamilton's saying Rev is reversing, I think Lewis Hamilton would know. Shout out to it out there. We'll see how Hamilton continues out there in Formula One. But Rev, let's take a look here right quick. All right, Rev starting to fall there towards the just broke through the VWAP there. And that's the main concern is, when are the shorts really going to come in here on Revlon? I think eventually they come in and they knock it down, but definitely it was battling, trying to get to the 10, had one drive, two drives, three drives, now having a major pullback. Take a look at the 15-minute, and we drew this kind of trend line earlier. You can see here how you're coming on back to it, and you run right into it around the 813s. I think that's kind of a level that maybe you're going off of, but remember, I would pay attention in both ways. This is definitely going to be a high volatile name. And if it breaks through 813, you could see that break of 8 and see continued downside. Lynn, that's what we're here for. All right.
Real quick, Mitch. This is one of the reasons why we've been saying be very, very. No. Go back. Well, here,
I'll show you your chart.
This is one of the reasons why we're saying be very, very careful. I mean, this thing just hovering at 889 in one stick, or I guess in two sticks, yanked all the way down to 806. So nearly $1. This is what we mean about retail traders being the holders here. You're going to get movements like that. So be careful if you're actually taking these trades. Just keep yourself protected, especially if you get gains. No reason you can't book that.
Yep. Seeing a little bit of a lift here in Tesla. willing to add to the name like I talked about into the box, but not going to go and extend myself too early. If the trade goes in my direction with the small size, let it do that. But one of the things that you can easily do is extend yourself way too early here. And then what are you going to do? You're going to have to stop out at the part where you were looking to add here. We'll see what happens here. Definitely a battle here. Let's take a look at the 3-chart look here with SPY in the middle. There's SPY showing you some topping action around the 378 level. So that's kind of a level that we've seen rejected there. 379 is a bigger resistance, so it could come back towards that one. We'll see what happens here. MRO also pulling back some oil names. Take a look at a name like NVIDIA, where I was watching a longer-term trend line, waiting for that to break. You can see right here, now we've finally broken that NVIDIA trend line. We'll see if that holds to the downside. All right, Mitch, switch charts on what? What do you want to take a look at?
I did it for you. It was on I was running through my scanner list while you were talking about it.
My fault there. All right, guys, so let's go ahead. Let's take a second here to go ahead and I already saw the alarm going off there in the background. So let's do this. Need some trading first aid from my man, Zunaid.
What's going on? Hey, I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love from YouTube. Appreciate the love from the chat. We've got a fun event coming up, the list makers. I want to talk about Tesla, though. I mean, Tesla just opened up at that $700 whole number, and it just went and gave you 40 points. So if you want to take a look at Tesla, I did not get a chance to play this morning because I was prepping for the list maker stuff, but I'm in currently, unfortunately, at a much higher price of $735. I've kind of added and scaled in and out, but 720, the VWAP area, risk below that is where my risk off will be. But we all know we love whole numbers here, and then you've got 700 that worked out perfectly. But yeah, man, we've got the esports list maker coming up at 11 o'clock. It'll be myself and Michael that are going to start hosting. And then, of course, Mitch is going to have his phenomenal interview as well with Ann. So that'll be a lot of fun. Publicly traded companies, so you could get some insight. Oh, snap. I didn't even know. Oh, snap. I got a little picture there. Okay, cool. I didn't even know that was happening.
Oh, my boy. My boy.
So should be fun, man. Should be some fun stuff. I'm excited. You guys can, pop in, show some love, have a tab open, ask questions if you want. Let us know what's up. But
is this today, Zunaid?
This
yes,
is it's
coming up 11 a.m. man.
Oh, I can't wait to listen to Ann. She's I still have some Super League gaming that I'm holding on to. Let's go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so you definitely have some questions there. Yeah, that's why I didn't pop up today. And then of course we've got all access on Friday. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the love. Hopefully Tesla starts going because I just broke even here. But we'll see you guys in about 6 minutes. Appreciate you too.
Hey, thank you, Zunaid. Like he said, guys, go check out the list makers. That's going to come on next. And the best part is you don't got to go anywhere. You just stay right here. It'll transition you right on over. If for some reason you see the thumbnail right in front of you, just click it. Get on over to the list makers. That's going to be at 11 a.m. coming up in about 6 minutes. Zunaid taking you through there. So go support our boy. Go support Zunaid, guys. Get on over there in a little bit. It's okay to kind of wrap up the day. I know that I've been seeing the action start slowing down, getting a little bit choppy now. So that's going to happen in this market. So we'll see what happens on the list makers. Stick around, guys. It's going to be a great show on esports. It's at 9 a.m. Eastern. It's 11 a.m. Eastern today, the third Wednesday of every month. So let's go ahead. Let's keep it going. All right, what do I see out there? I'm going to take the ad here on Tesla. I'm thinking about it here. Here, let me get the chart fully up here. Didn't get there towards the level that I was looking to add. It's close there. When Zunaid was talking, it got close there. It went to 735.84. It didn't get to 736 here. I'm looking for the 736. I'm going to give it a second here. We'll see what happens here. Still fighting up here. We'll see what happens here. Let me put up the screen here. Tesla battling here, trying to get back up there, but right now doesn't look like it's going to get into my bubble. Could come right back down there though. We'll see what happens, guys. Like always, Lewis Hamilton, good trading day with you guys. Losing on Rev, but up on SPY and ARKK. Hey, just shows you that sometimes maybe those high-risk names Might not be the best for the long term. It could be good for the short run, but like always, just determine your own investment decisions there, guys. Tesla trade, let's go. Let's see what happens. Inverted head and shoulder on the SPY 1 hour, says Dustin. Not a bad one to take a look at. I can take a look at it right now. I'm just kind of watching Tesla to get this ad here. You guys know how Tesla is when you trade it. It definitely rides your heart a little bit. So let's see what happens here. If we get this nice little lift here, and then I can go ahead and try to add to the short here and look to see a takedown. But we'll see what happens. It definitely is coming back up. SPY, what's going on in the SPY? It looks like we're fighting to try to get back above 377. Don't want to see a huge lift above that. Want to see it crack to 376 and come down towards VWAP. There it is. I just got the ad there, guys. So not a bad ad there. Now we're at an average. Let me go ahead and get the average here for you guys. We're at, oh, looks like I didn't get the ad there. Thought I did there. There. Now I got the ad there. And so we're at 736.15s, guys. 736.15s. So just got that ad there. Going to look to see if the SPY breaks down here. Let's put up the 3 charts here, outlook, so you guys can watch both of them. NVIDIA also showing some weakness. We'll see if it gets through 164.75 on the downside, and we'll keep this on watch. 11:57, 3 minutes. Got to keep that on radar too, because I got to get you guys over to the list makers. Don't want to be late there, but we'll see what happens. Mitch in a suit, scary. I say the same thing, Lynn. Right? They don't want to see me in suits, man. And I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I do look good in a suit, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know what it is. You know, a lot of people like to look at people in this industry as professionals. And then a lot of people like to look at this industry and look at them like they're just regular people. And I feel like I fit in more with the regular people
Me
than
too.
I do with like the higher ups and the executives and all that outlook and wearing ties that choke yourself. I mean, I don't think I need it here. So
I'm with you on that, Mitch. I fit in much better with the regular guys. The people that like t-shirts and athletic shorts, that's my jam.
yeah, and I can't blame them because there's a lot of retail traders out there that kind of have that vibe too, right? You don't see the retail traders out there rocking the suits every morning, so I can't blame you. Netflix could be a bull trap. Kind of agree with that. It's not a bad outlook. All right, let's see what happens here. Definitely the SPY fighting to try to break down to 376, finding a little bit of a bounce here. We'll see what happens. A push above 377 is what I'm not trying to see, but of course, it's always going to be determining on the market, not about what I want. Not even wearing pants, says Richard. Come on. That's how we do it, baby. Just don't go on CNBC and then stand up.
Didn't someone do that? I feel like that.
Yeah, someone did.
Yeah, man, that's.
And the best part is that they thought the producers and everybody couldn't see them when they were hanging out in the background. Just to let you guys know, I can always see what's going on. Just like I had that feeling Zunaid was going to come, but really I didn't. But once he showed up, I was like, oh, snap, it worked. We did it. But yeah, if you're in the background, keep the pants on, man. Keep the pants on.
I can't even imagine the embarrassment of that. Oh, God.
Yeah, especially.
Don't get in front of a camera with no pants on.
Yeah, just like
Seems
boxes.
like a fairly easy solution.
Who wears boxes, a dress-up shirt, and a tie? I mean, like, come on, man. You made it like that's like going 50% of the time, 50% of the way, and they're just not finishing it. It's like, come on, you got to finish the race, dude. Put some pants on, dude. At least if you had some like gym shorts on, you know what I mean? Then we could have been like, all right, well, I wanted to be kind of comfortable, but we'll tell you.
I'm definitely BNZB. I'm definitely not wearing pants because it's so freaking hot, but I absolutely have athletic shorts on. I'm not afraid to. I'm not afraid to stand up.
Oh,
I definitely. I'm not gonna pull. I'm not gonna. That's playing with fire. I don't need to play with any fire. That's for certain.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Tesla looking good here now, guys. I'm actually going to go ahead and take a little bit of a shot here. Let's go ahead. Let's do it. Boom. Just added there. Another ad there on Tesla now. So we got 735.68. So let's see if this can really start taking this out. Don't want to see the last high get broken, which was 736.66. So we're going to risk down a little bit here, but look for the real washout to start happening. So we got a little add on this candle when we went through the 376. Now I just took my third add. This is normally where I stop adding. I don't like to add more than 3 times. Don't like to size into a position more than that 3 times. A lot of that's going to be slower entry, a decent entry. And then here's where I really start taking my swing and shortening the risk here. So SPY is starting to crack there, giving me a good sign there. NVIDIA starting to crack. I'm taking my shot here on Tesla. Let's go. There's NVIDIA starting to crack. There's the SPY. Now let's see the Tesla dragon take out the lows here of 728.50s. Then we can really start seeing the crack. Look at that SPY crack there. And I'm sure that the guy that was trading the Qs isn't too mad right now as he's seeing the Qs also crack right there. So starting to see that downside action coming into the play. Not looking too bad here, guys. All right, once we crack through that low here where we get closer towards the 728, I'm going to start taking some profit as we go towards the VWAP there. We'll look to see if we can take some profit and then continue going there. All right, guys, it's 11:02. I had that feeling it was going to happen because I was trading Tesla, getting lost in the sauce.
See you tomorrow.
All right, we'll get Ryan on out of here. I'll wrap on up and get you on over to the list makers. Like always, guys, catch me a little bit later today, 11:40-ish. I should be getting on with Anhan. You guys stick around. We're going to have a great show for you guys. Check out Zunaid on the Esports Live. Check him out, guys. He's doing some opening remarks. I'll take you guys on over. I'm going to keep battling here with Tesla, but I'll see you guys there.